I'm just going to focus on the kitten for a second because she's sitting on my lap and she's so cute. You can't see her face though. She's very cute. Okay, we'll pan up. So tonight I watched Barbara Loden's Wanda. At the time that she made this film, she was married to Ilya Kazan, and according to what I've read, their marriage um, sorry, my nose itches. Their marriage sort of faltered after this because she wanted to be a little more independent now that she was a filmmaker, and for the last decade of her life, they remained married, but like not really married. And she died of breast cancer in 1980 at the age of 48, and this is the only film that she made. And I found this great video on YouTube with her talking about the film on a talk show, and the other guests are John Lennon and Yoko Ono. It's amazing. I put it on my Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you can watch the interview. It's fantastic. So the story was written and directed and stars Barbara Loden, who was an actress who's trained at the Actors Studio, and she won a Tony for her performance in After the Fall, which was directed by Elia Kazan. And I think she worked with him for almost a decade before they got married. So, according to the interview that I watched, she had written this, and Ilya was the one that told her that she should direct it because no one knew the story as well as she did. And she made this film in 1969-70 with $100,000 and a crew of 4, including herself. And her and the lead actor were the only professional actors in the film. It's crazy. And it was listed on several like top 10 lists at the time because it was this like critical darling, but it didn't really get much play elsewhere, which was sort of a bummer. What was I gonna say? Let's see. So it's about a woman who has left her husband and shows up late to the court for her divorce, and she gives her husband her kids and says they're better off, with him. And then she gets herself into various shenanigans with worse and worse men because she's, according to Loden herself, this is one of those characters that she just doesn't have the equipment to really deal with life. She has no skills, people skills, like job skills, family skills. She has no skills. And so she just sort of is very passive in her life and lets things happen to her. And generally, because of where she's at, these things are not good that are happening to her. And it's kind of a bleak film, but also just beautifully shot, beautifully edited, very minimalist. Kind of reminded me of like, I mean, it really feels like it's like 1970. It feels sort of like Scorsese, but without rock and roll, and it kind of feels like Henry Jaglom, but like with an actual plot. If you've seen A Safe Place, you know what I'm talking about. I just think it's kind of wonderful. I watched it on YouTube. There's a bootleg copy on YouTube. It looks really nice. Um, so sorry, filmmaker. I watched the bootleg. I don't know if I know there's a DVD in France. I'm not sure if it's available on home video in America. But I think it's a fantastic film. Sadly, she made this one film and then just didn't make anything else in that decade. I'm gonna have to read some more to find out like what's the deal with that. Here's a great article by Karina Longworth that came out a few years ago on her. I'm gonna read like so many things now. Anyways, 1970, 71, Barbara Loden's Wanda. It's a wonderful, interesting look at women in the 70s, and I highly recommend it.